Before we start, this is my first board meeting as the president. So, thank you for the honor. And Heather, please feel free at any time to step in and give a helping hand.
Table?
And give me a helping hand to say, that's not how we do it. So,
You got this.
Having said that, I'd like to call this meeting to order in open session. Welcome to this evening's hybrid Board of Trustees meeting being held both in person and virtually. This meeting has been made accessible to members of the public on the link at the Moreland School District's website and on board docs. Any person who requires accommodation to access the meeting has been asked to contact the superintendent's office within 24 hours of this meeting. This meeting is being recorded and may be published online at a later date. All right. Very cool. Today we also have to lead us in flag salute. We have students from Latimer. So please step up. We have a bunch of folks. Welcome. Thank you for taking the time to come here. Before we kick off, would you take a few seconds to introduce yourselves? Your name and what grade you are? And...
name is Matthew, and I'm in fifth grade. My name is Christian, I'm in fifth grade.
All right. So I think something common that all fifth graders. Oh, yeah. And you, thank you. See, I already messed up.
Your primary.
So, yes. And you're here for the next step. You guys are going to lead us into flag salute. So please tell us what to do.
Please stand. Ready, salute. I pledge allegiance
to the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Started out well.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
All right. So as fifth graders, all of you guys had a very common experience with something that I'd love for you to share. You just came back from. All right. Excellent. You guys want to share your experiences with that?
my science camp or the garden this big house and like people practice. One thing I liked about science camp was the food. One thing I liked about science camp is when my field group was hiking, coming back from the hike up, there was like this wood hill and everybody started sliding down the hill. Oh. And like how science camp is the all-day hike. We also saw 2 albino redwood trees.
Oh wow.
One thing I liked about science camp is meeting new people so I could talk to a lot of new people.
Very good.
Fabulous.
All right. I'll turn it over to my fellow trustees for questions that they might have.
Well, thank you for coming. You did a great job leading us in the flag salute. Going to science camp is a really unique opportunity, right? And so I'm wondering, is there anything that you experienced for the first time while you were at science camp?
Like once hiking, we went to the see the here, but like out in the woods, there's nothing. One really exciting it was spreadsheet, and I thought that was really, even though I didn't get any shots. One thing I got also was like constant use both with the years.
Oh, very cool.
Because I also got to see like a baby salmon.
Oh, it's not something you see every day.
Yeah. So again, thank you guys for spending the time to come here. I know you guys shared a lot about science camp. But I was wondering if how long were you guys there for? 4 days? Okay, out of those 4 days, do you guys have like a favorite, I guess, like, or funny moment, memory that you have that you felt like made science camp special to you this year?
When we were all slipping down the hill. It's- So one of them was holding another kid's backpack. The kid wanting the backpack fell, the other kid fell too, and they just kept on using him as an anchor. Just kept-
Nice. Thank you for sharing that with us.
One funny moment I had was playing Gaga Ball because it was super muddy and everybody was getting muddy. I had both.
Wait, what is Gaga Ball?
It's like there's like a bird around and you kind of hit the ball, can't hit under, it hits under your knees, you're out.
Oh, okay.
One funny thing that happened at science camp was face planted into a bee. Is that me and my friend was home, we unmuted for like July and she would fall and then after like she went down the hill, she could show that she fell.
Wow.
Science camp was this charcoal tree because you could rub your finger on it and then put it on your face and then someone put it all over there.
Nice. I'm glad you guys all came back safe.
Yeah.
And then I heard about. But thanks for sharing those funny moments. Yeah. Good.
I do this for all the students that come through. So I actually don't have a question for you. So you can relax for a second. And it's as much for you as it is for your parents, which is the why that we do this process, because I'm sure you all understand that we know how to do that flag salute. But really for us, it's an opportunity to see our students before we start to debate or dialogue on other topics. And so you will be the things that are in our mind as we talk about these topics tonight. You will personify those things. And so we get to remember why we do the work that we do, which is on behalf of you and your fellow students, so that you have a great learning experience and so that we can do things like science camp or have great engagement with you. So thank you for coming tonight. It's a lot to ask at the end of a long day as you guys are starting your new years and all those kinds of things. But you really will leave a lasting impression for coming tonight and sharing those experiences for you. So I'm going to say thank you on behalf of all of us that you come and share your students with us tonight.
All right, back to the hard questions. Well, one thing I appreciate is that you guys had the opportunity to do this science camp. When I was in 5th grade, we called it outdoor ed. These are core memories. This opportunity, some of your friends, there may be some people that, don't even go to science camp, may skip science camp, may not be too afraid. But what you were gifted was an opportunity to make these core memories. Things that you will remember forever, falling down the hill, slipping and sliding, shooting a bow and arrow. I have yet to hold an arrow or a bow or shoot a bow and arrow. But these are things that you guys had an opportunity to do that you can't do in school. It's probably the first time many of you have been able to sleep away from home, outside your house, alone or with your friends. And they're great. And I hope this drives innovation, this drives adventure, the fun things that you can learn inside the classroom and outside the classroom. And that's why we keep offering up Science Camp. I would hope that you would continue to find adventure as you go on into middle school and into high school and everything else. And those opportunities are always going to be there. I'm glad you guys all had a great time. You guys survived. You know what to do with a bow and an arrow. So thank you again for sharing your stories.
Dr. Carr?
Sure. Well, thank you, first of all, for leading us in the flag salute. It was exceptional. Exceptional. Question. I still remember science camp when I think we probably all remember some experiences. What is one thing you wish you would have known before you went to science camp, but didn't know until you got to science camp? That's actually a hard question. One thing you wish you would have known.
One thing I wish I would have done was it was cold there.
It was cold.
You were well informed.
Recommendation you have for next year's, this year's
Yeah.
fourth graders, next year's fifth graders, any recommendations to them?
You should keep the warm sex. Some salt on your skin and you can kill them.
And they're gross. Bananas.
That's a good one.
That is a really good one.
I did not know that, so thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Reaction goes, because you can fall off and also getting exercise it's really cool.
Okay.
Yes, cool.
I would recommend to pay attention to people.
Where you're
So
walking.
you don't trip and fall or anything.
Any others? Okay,
I would mostly recommend get rain clothes because it rains a lot.
okay, rain clothes, okay. That was kind of a hard question, so I really appreciate it this time of night that you're here, and we're just very thankful you are here to lead your school, represent your school in the flag salute. So thank you very much for coming tonight.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Right.
And I believe Maureen is going to take your picture out in the hallway, so you don't have to stay for the rest of the meeting. You get.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
you.
And thank you, parents. Bye-bye. All right. I'd like to report out that no action was taken in closed session and move to approve the agenda. Any changes to the agenda before we make a move? to approve it?
I believe we need to reconvene in closed session
Okay.
following open session's adjournment.
With that change can I get a motion for approving tonight's agenda?
Make a motion to approve tonight's agenda with the amendment of adjourning or meeting in closed after.
Second. All right, thank you. And comments from the public?
In favor for a vote.
Oh, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. I'll get there.
You will.
Comments from the public.
All right, it's my turn to say the tongue twister.
Yeah.
If you have that.
I do.
All
Members of the public may address the board on any subject of concern to you, including those not on tonight's agenda. However, provisions of the Brown Act preclude any action as an unagendized item. No response is required or permitted from the board or district staff. And as already stated, no action can be taken. The board, however, may instruct the superintendent to follow up, which may or may not include placing the item on a future meeting's agenda. If you would like to address the board this evening, please complete the blue card comment card within the first 15 minutes of this board meeting being called to order in public session. On the card, please list the agenda item you would like to speak to. If your comments do not pertain to an agendized item, please write public comment. When your name is called, please come to the podium and state your name and organization that you are representing. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per the board governance manual. Do we have any public comments this evening? No. Okay,
right.
thank you.
Thank you, Heather. All right. For communication, superintendent's report.
Yes, we've got lots of exciting things planned. You guys are not yet, so just hold tight. But so Happy New Year. Welcome back. Next slide. Did you all know that January is Board Appreciation Month? And we want to say thank you for your dedication, your service to Moreland, and most importantly, to our students. Serving on the school board is a generous act of time, care, responsibility, and we are all very deeply grateful for the steady, thoughtful, and collaborative way that you lead. What I especially want to acknowledge tonight is the way that this board leads with trust. Your leadership allows the educational professionals of the district to do what we're trained and called to do, make decisions in the best interest of our students and system as a whole. The level of trust is not given in public education right now at this level, and so it is truly does not go unnoticed, and it is appreciated. our community has entrusted you with governance, and you in turn model what it looks like to place that trust in those doing the work, the day-to-day work of the district. And so as a very small expression of our appreciation, we have something we'd like to present you with this evening, and we thought it would be done from our students.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
And.
Thank you,
Thank you
guys.
so much.
Thank you.
So,
That is very.
congratulations.
Thank you.
And thank you for your leadership. Next slide. Who's that?
Oh.
Oh, sure. So this also marks our first meeting with our new board president, Sriram Thakral. We wanted to just share a few did you know things and facts. He was appointed to the board in 2018, elected in 2020 and 2024. His two daughters attended Moreland from kindergarten through 8th grade as Baker Bobcats and Moreland Middle School Mustangs. His favorite Moreland tradition includes the Baker Catwalk and the MEF Pumpkin Patch. And as a first-generation immigrant to the U.S., Board President Chuck Rothie believes a strong educational foundation is very important for our students. So please help me in welcoming and recognizing Sriram Thakral. I have a few more comments before we get to the next treat. Next slide.
Thank you for changing that slide.
It's really fun. So last Friday, Governor Newsom outlined his 2026-2027 budget proposal. Next week, Chris and Efron, our staff, will go to Sacramento to get an analysis and what that really means for K-12 education. At a very high level, the governor's proposal assumes a revenue forecast that are higher than the legislative analyst office by $28.8 billion. He is proposing an increase to the Prop 98 funding levels by about $4 billion over last year. This would include some one-time dollars in a discretionary block grant, an increase to special education base rates, some increases to ELOP, but a decrease to the cost of living adjustment. So last spring and even this fall, it was still estimated to be a 3.02. He has now proposed a 2.41. So that would be a decrease in ongoing funding, but potentially an increase in some one-time funding. Chris and his team will give a better overview at the next board meeting after they come back from Sacramento and have more detailed information. And next slide. Did you get this in the mail?
Yes.
A year in review,
Yeah.
Our annual report. We were very excited to get this out. Thank you to Maureen and everyone that helped to make this happen. It's beautiful. And you may know, we can go to the next slide. There is a part in here where we talk about thanking our community for the Measure U, our parcel tax, our Measure M, our bond. We have a very generous community here in Moreland, and we wanted to make sure that we recognize them. And so we are just starting our communication around what is happening with the fields and the tracks, which is moving into phase 2 and eventually phase 3 of the Measure M bond. So we're still at the part of the process where the bond and construction team has been meeting with site leaders. They've been meeting with principals, athletic directors, the PE teachers to finalize what will be the design of those track and field projects. Once those designs are set, they will go to the Division of State Architects at the state level to be approved. That's a very long process that can take anywhere between 3 to 5 to 6 months, depending on the complexity of the project and the backup at the state level. Once that happens, once we get approval, then we start entering into that process for contracting out with who's going to actually do the work. That will come to the board for final approval when we finalize that. And then construction can begin. So as you can see, it's a very long process, and we don't expect to start until this coming fall and winter, which would be next school year. So we'll be working with the sites to finalize all of that, and we will continue to get the word out to our community. our community won't really be impacted until next school year, but we just want to start sprinkling and make sure everybody understands the timelines. And we are starting with Baker, Moreland Middle School, and Easterbrook Discovery School. And then once those are near completion, then we will start the other schools. Okay, next slide, please. So we started enrollment yesterday, just 2 days, really 2 days of enrollment. And we already have 130 students signed up to enter TK and K. So we're really excited about that. It's not enough. It doesn't, we need hundreds more. But 2 days in the enrollment center has been very busy. I want to thank Maureen and her team. Mary over enrollment, they have redone the website to make it more intuitive, make it easier for families to navigate. We've got a social media campaign going on. We're really trying to draw people in. We are also taking our annual report that you just saw earlier and was sent to your home to all. Maureen will be taking them to all the realtors to try to get the realtors to talk up Moreland. And then certainly word of mouth. We've got some exceptional parents who shared at President's Council and then again at MEF at our meeting that Moreland really is this special place. And a lot of people don't know Moreland School District actually exists because we're not a city. And so especially families coming from internationally, it's just not, it's a different. And so one of the best ambassadors for our schools are our families. And so when our families are out on the soccer field or baseball field or at supermarket and they run into people or they're making friends that are with them, it actually is one of the best ways we can get the word out. So we got some great insights from President's Council, and Maureen was taking notes, and we are going to be following up on that. So hopefully we will continue to just get those little ones in and keep the ones that we have. So thank you, Maureen, for all your help on that. Next slide. Moreland Middle School, speaking of enrollment, if you are a fifth grade parent of a fifth grader, we've got Moreland Middle School night for parents. If your students of fifth grade are at Anderson, Baker, Country Lane, Payne, that would be your next year, the middle school that you'd be going to. That information night for incoming sixth grade students is on Wednesday, January 28th at 6 p.m. The administrators, counselors, teachers will be there. I believe that the band and orchestra may be playing to welcome some people in. It's a festive event, so I do encourage people to go, not only to learn about Moreland Middle School, but also to get the kids excited about what sixth grade might bring. And then next slide, please. Math pilot update. So we are just starting our math pilot in terms of the first curriculum. The teachers have chosen 2 out of about 7 vendors that presented their information to the committee, the math pilot committee. They've just started implementing the first. They'll do that for about 6 weeks. Then they will get trained in the second curriculum. They'll do that for about 6 weeks. They'll gather feedback, data, input from colleagues, and then the committee will make a recommendation that will come to the board at the late May or beginning of June for a full adoption. And that adoption would be implemented fall of 2026. So this coming August, it will be full implementation, kindergarten through 8th grade. Everybody will be getting a new math curriculum. Next slide. So this is what's happening sort of in our classrooms. Now, right before break, I went to visit our home study school program at EDS, which I actually had not seen them in action. It was the first time. So what you see on the left is this classroom. And want to give a big thank you to the teachers, Kelly Grimley, Lisa Lubina. They have been doing this for over 20 years. They're exceptional educators. They had a multidisciplinary project where the students had to design a gingerbread village. They had building codes, they had design they had to meet, you can't see it from here, but those are architectural drawings on the back wall that they did as part of the math portion of this. And then they had to measure out the train tracks from the villages all had to connect. And so even though the groups were working on different villages, it all had to, at the end of the day, be one comprehensive village that met building codes.
Wow.
So So that is a picture of that, part of the completion, not totally completion. I just wanted to say thank you to the teachers. And then also it's just a wonderful program. And I feel bad that I had not been there prior to that. Yikes. And then on the right, Teresa Molinelli is interviewing students in mock interviews. We have a financial literacy course over at Moreland Middle School, and students in that course brought resumes, they dressed in professional attire, they prepared for the interviews, and they interviewed for things like an ice cream shop or camp counselor or things that you might expect middle school students eventually to be employed in. And so that was a really excellent event. Maureen was there. I believe you took part in some of those interviews.
Potential camp counselors.
Potential camp counselors. I bet there's some good ones.
Yeah.
So that was that. I just wanted to show you a little bit. This is the first year we've had the financial literacy course, and I thought that was a really great example of students doing some real world learning. So thank you. Next slide. I did talk about President's Council a little bit. I do know that in President's Council, we've also been talking about how we can increase attendance and how we can get families to really understand the importance of attendance in our district, not just from an academic standpoint, but from a financial standpoint, and how important attendance is to district in terms of how we're funded. And so they had some really great insight into what we might be able to share with families or social media or other kinds of campaigns to draw up more attendance. And I believe traffic safety came up again. I can't remember if that was the MEF meeting or President's Council or both, but there is lots of interest in how we can improve traffic safety around the district from our homeschool club principals, etc. And so I have connected one of our parent leaders to Ann Dominion this morning. Ann is our Director of Maintenance Operations and Transportation and also oversees our safety efforts and has resources and connections and contacts at the city levels. And so they are off and running, and we'll see what that group starts to kind of bring to the fruition. We'd like to have some maybe district-wide efforts around traffic safety. And so we'll see where that goes. And then last slide. So next board meeting, our eliminator standers are going to come back. They're going to be here at 4, I believe 4 to 6-ish, so that we can make sure we're serving lemonade to our district office staff. And as they're kind of like exiting the building, we know that the board comes in for closed session at 5. And then we actually have quite a lot on the agenda, January 27th, and some other special guests. So then they're going to stay for the, right before 6 o'clock and see who they could serve. And so it is a fundraiser. We're very excited to also contribute to this. The funds that are raised do go back to the Moreland Education Foundation, which we talked about, I believe, last time. And with that, I would like to bring up Anna Chan, and I don't know if other representatives are coming. Anna is the president of the Moreland Education Foundation. She is an exceptional leader. She has been building leaders. We had a very fun meeting last night, and I think she's got something special that she would like to share with us. And so I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you. I do have a folder here I'll go over, but first of all, I want to just give an appreciation to you guys because I know it is for appreciation and just what little I worked with you, but just the feedback that I've heard, just the care and the compassion I see from watching the videos. I do appreciate them. I do watch them. But just the heart that you guys have for this school district, it really shows in what you do. So I also want to appreciate you guys and what you do. And then also with that appreciation, this is my son. So this is part of his last year with the district. And I just want to say how much of an impact that the school has had. The teachers, the support. I didn't know I was gonna do that, sorry. But I just want to thank you guys for doing your job in hiring just the amazing staff at all of the campuses. I've gotten to go to all of the campuses, work with all of the school clubs, with the principals. And you guys did an amazing job of hiring the staff that really is Education Foundation. So I just want to say thank you for just hiring. This is great. So I do have additional board members up here. Do you want to guys introduce yourself? Sure. My name is Michelle. I'm actually the bookkeeper this year for the Moreland Education Foundation on the board, but I'm really happy to be here. And I've been with Moreland School District from my kids' own, elementary and middle school career, and I'm a now senior in high school. So, and then one in 8th grade. So this is my last year with Moreland. And I really appreciate everything about it. It is like by far the best school district I think I could have found in all of the area. And it's just been fantastic. Thank you.
My name is Eric. I'm the chairperson for Music in Moreland. I had 3 children go through the district. I still have one. He's in 6th grade, so I'm still here around for
And I'm Amy Cody. I have my kids came through Latimer. One started in 2nd grade and now she's a senior in Prospect, which I can't hardly believe. But I've been volunteering with the Homewood School Club and at Latimer for about 10 years, with MEF for 2 years now. And I've enjoyed getting to do the fun pumpkin patch, the 5K, those fun types of events. And I know the job that you guys do throughout here is not always as fun as that. So I appreciate the very important work.
Yeah.
So with that, I would like to present on behalf of the Moreland Education Foundation. I could not do it without these key people here. A check for $120,000. So, $20,000 is targeted to sports, also for music, 0 period. In addition to this, we've committed up to $10,000 for piloting some music this year, so we'll be paying for that directly. And then also we committed $30,000 to the district. So, and just how all of this comes around, we have the slide up here with the lemonade stand. These students are 2nd grade students, and I presented a grant to them just back in November. And their parents asked when we were wanting to do this lemonade stand, they said, where do you want to give the money to? And so one of these young girls, she remembered my conversation that I had with her in the classroom just earlier a week or two. So how it just all comes around, so that's part of the reason we wanted to give. Yeah, is because we went there and we gave money to her school and to her classroom. So,
That's awesome.
so I will give this to Chris.
Chris is the money guy, so I'll spend it. He doesn't let me spend it.
But there's no better board appreciation
Yes.
than the help you provide in the classroom.
That's right.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I do want to express our thanks for your service and your dedication to the school district, your volunteers, and you make a tremendous difference. And so thank you for all of your time and your dedication. Did you want to, I'm interrupting.
No, please. You're
No.
first amongst equals, so please.
No, I've had the absolute honor of representing the board at MEF meetings, and I cannot say enough amazing things about all of you and those that serve and have served alongside you. We're very, very fortunate to have an Ed Foundation that is so incredibly supportive, not only financially, but in building community. And so thank you for all of your time and your dedication, and your families for supporting you and giving that time and dedication.
Yeah, when my daughters were in Baker and we first were introduced to MEF, we didn't quite understand what impact MEF was having, other than, oh gosh, okay, more ways to raise money. But then as my girls went through the program, and they, especially Music in Moreland, it wasn't just for them to take part in a music program, but it was something that helped them through a lot in life, especially during COVID. My daughter would be playing the piano to de-stress herself. And she said, the only reason I can do that is because of Music in Moreland. And that's a straight line to what you guys do. So your impact is not just in the classrooms, it's in kids' lives throughout. So thank you for that.
I will, oh, go ahead, Shelley, and then. No, so I will just stress, because the connection between how the board models care, collaboration, trust, there are no single political issues. You're not here for your own individual child. You're here for everybody's child. That is mirrored in the Moreland Education Foundation on how they pour their blood, sweat, tears, time, energy into making all of our schools great for all of our students. And it is not by accident that there is a connection between how our board serves, how MEF serves, how our parents serve, how our principals serve. It really does kind of go throughout the organization. It is not accidental, it is intentional, and it takes really amazing leadership at all levels to make that happen. And it is what makes us such a special district. So just thank you to the board. Thank you to your board, and to all of the volunteers at MEF that help make this so such an amazing place.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah. And now you get to go. We're going to get Chris's picture with the check and the MEF.
All right.
I don't have any other comments in my report. I wanted to end with that, so I am finished.
Thank you. Board member communications?
Okay, well, this is weird going first. Okay, so last night we had an MEF meeting. Great news coming out of there. They've opened their next round of grant applications. They are busy preparing for the 5K. A lot of real great effort to connect with community and collect sponsorship from local businesses and support staff attendance and all of those good things. And so I'm very excited about the 5K. Music also reported that they're already preparing for spring concerts and festivals and all of that good stuff. And so I just wanted to share how truly fortunate, now it feels like a little bit of a broken record, but how fortunate we are. Amy Cody was here, and in last night's meeting, she held up a flyer that she shared is going to be distributed to the 700 homes that are impacted by the 5K. And so that can only be done by community volunteers. And so it's an amazing, really community-wide effort. And so very excited about MEF. I wanted to just touch on, Clover, you mentioned this being the first year for financial literacy and just how excited I am about that. That is a well-acknowledged need for students moving forward. And so I'm just very curious and I would love to hear more as the year progresses about how they do and where we might be able to go from there. And then finally, now this is definitely going to sound like I'm repeating messages that have already been shared, but I did want to just take a quick moment to thank you all for the comments expressed at our last board meeting. I was caught truly by surprise. I'm going to do it again. Truly by surprise and left without words. And I mean, I had words, but I was not able to express them. And so if you'll allow me just a quick minute, I want to say a few things. I have always felt it is an incredible gift, and this is very timely because it's board recognition. It's an incredible gift to be given to serve as a public school trustee, specifically for public schools. But this is especially true in this district and with this board. So many kind things were said to me in the last meeting, and I hope you know truly how much that meant to me, how moved I was. And while I cannot sufficiently tell you how truly touched I am by all of that, it's really, really important to me to be very clear that all of this is a very collective effort. I'm just one member of a team, and I have been blessed, frankly, to have had the very best, and I mean the best, past and present fellow trustees and superintendents to learn from, lean on, and work alongside. I would not, could not be here, could not have joined this board. I could not continue to serve on this board in any capacity or from any seat on this dais without the trust, respect, and goals for students that we all share. And so I'm very grateful for all of you. It was mentioned that I'm student-centered, and I am. I honestly don't know why you would serve on a school board if you're not student-centered. But that doesn't make me unique in Moreland, right? That's why we all are here to do what we do. And Clover said it. I think that is what makes us special. That district-wide, we all come together, even when we may not agree, and maybe especially when we don't agree, to do the very best we can for children and the families we serve. And that is not the case everywhere. And so I'm counting my blessings and thankful for all of you and all of your support. And so I just want to say thank you for being you and for allowing me to be a part of this team. And that is it for my comments.
Like, do I have to go? I just want to say thank you, Maureen. Thank you, everyone, for the flowers.
You're beautiful.
Thank you, Heather, for your beautiful words. I want to say Happy New Year to everyone. That is it for my communications.
Yeah, tough act to follow.
Right.
I've been the President's Council, and I think what stands out for me is a group of parents that want to and have some agency to want to see Moreland well marketed. And the belief that it is not today, that people don't know the work that we do here, don't appreciate it, and that we lose kids to private schools or other alternatives unnecessarily. And that if parents really understood the value of the education here from students that are accelerated and very, very capable to students that need support, that they would have a good and meaningful experience here in Moreland. And the sense between things like, the great schools or parents that are new to the area, or parents that just simply don't understand, but that we have work to do, and they had all kinds of ideas. And I just think that's not always been the case. It's a great litmus test to see site leaders that say, I'm really invitational to have people come to this, and can I have more of the brochures that you've put together that help represent? And I have a testimonial that I would love to contribute and share. And those anecdotal things I think are really, really telling in a setting where sometimes they can trip to be negative. We've had moments of things where people were struggling or sites were working hard. And so that was neat to see, pretty universal. There were some sites that weren't represented just because they weren't in the room, but pretty universal that everybody had an idea about how they could contribute. And I thought, wow, it's really fantastic. The ideas even around, attendance were very constructive. Obviously, that sentiment that parents maybe just understand the economic impacts of having, their students out and how they could help from a peer-to-peer perspective, help remedy that. And I just think, that's when you're like, you're all in it together. And now good things can really happen. And so good site leadership, great ideas, great energy, really positive experiences for people for the most part. Like a lot of people, like I've been here for a bit, we need to find the next generation of people. They've had some stability in some of those cases, which is nice and true. But I'm really thankful for those parent leaders that are stepping into it and really trying, I think, to bridge the diversity that we have in our neighborhoods and really represent Moreland well, and how we could leverage it. And I know Maureen took away several comments, but really positive, I think, in general. And then very focused on the MEF, the 5K. A little bit of concern, obviously, in the EDS community about transitions and leadership, rightly so. They felt very confident about the work that we're doing to support them. But all in all, great meeting, and left really appreciative. So, thank you.
Not much to add. I haven't had much going on. But definitely for the new year, very encouraged to, with the new year comes new changes in leadership and such. But I'm very much encouraged by what we've seen tonight. the encouragement of the continued vision by our fellow parents and families in the area, the belief in us, the belief in what we're doing, the work that we're doing. So it reinforces what we do to see that to give back. So I do wish I'm sort of invigorated for this upcoming year. Like to see that continue on. And I appreciate there's a lot of changes that come along and, technology and everything else in how we try to formulate that. We have a lot to move forward to, and it's constantly changing. And with the help of everyone's common vision to make Moreland what it is, what we all see it to be, and then spread that word around. It's very encouraging. And to hear, all the other parent volunteers and everything. So although I've yet to go back to my first president's meeting again. I think I have it set up for February, but definitely a good way to start off the year. And thank you.
Thank you. I have no comments at this point. I don't think we have anybody from MC yet.
No.
No. Okay.
I like to leave them on the agenda, though. They're
Okay.
always welcome.
We'll move to the action and discussion items, and first on that is approval of the CONAP winter release.
Each year, the California Department of Education requires school districts to submit their consolidated application. This is the winter release. It's January. It is the annual process in which Moreland School District certifies official data regarding federal categorical programs such as Title I, II, Title III, and Title III. Board approval is required as part of the certification to confirm that the governing board has reviewed and authorized this application for funding and related expenditure reports. The application does not create any new programs, it's simply just reporting the required information necessary for continued control. So we ask that you approve. We ask you
Questions, comments, clarifications from the board?
I'll make a motion that we approve the CONAP winter release.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And moving to the next one, which is approved change order 1 for the Guerra Construction Group.
So as you know, we did the Latimer playgrounds. So Guerra was the kind of the base. So we came in coming into the summer, brought a contract to you. This change order is a deductive change order. So they actually did not reach the good ones. And so the agreement is huge. So basically it's an agreement between us and Guerra that they didn't spend much. They can't come back to us later and say, oh, the deal is actually this. So we reviewed the deductive change order $22,255.61. So we recommend that work.
Right. Any questions? Do I have a motion for approving change order 1?
You already don't want to do it?
I'll do it. I'd like to make a motion. What could be in this? That we approve the change order number 1.
Have a second?
I will second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Collecting all kinds of checks, Chris.
Yeah.
I think
A good night. Happy New Year.
people start listening after you said deductive change.
Much more.
Moving to the consent items, any questions on the consent items?
I know, surprised. I have one question. I was, just light reading through the contracts and consultants for $125,000 and under. And I just noticed that there are 3 separate independent educational evaluations. And I was just curious, just on this one consent, I was just wondering what was really pushing this number. I'm just curious. So no answers need to be shared now, but just, yeah.
Are you looking at C, Shirley?
Huh?
Are you looking at number C or letter C?
I'm
Yes.
looking at, yes, the contracts. So there's an IEE from Community Foundations. There's another IEE from Mind by Design, and then another IEE or where'd it go?
There's Ackerman, cognitive.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ackerman.
Oh, well, that's the FBA, so that's a little bit different. Oh, sorry, there's only,
Two.
there's only two. But yeah, just curious about that.
So the IEs are special education related, so we would have to talk about those in closed session, but we have.
Yeah. That'd be,
We can also find out from special education and put something in the Friday report to bring you up to speed. I know those are, we don't do very many of those in a year, and so I can understand your question about why there are two on the agenda, so.
Yeah, and just to be clear, I don't think it's about the individual cases.
Oh, no,
It's,
no.
Yeah. Like, we don't even know the who's or the hows. It was just, is there something driving an abnormal number of external evaluations? That makes the question.
yeah, thank you.
Okay,
We can get back to you guys in the Friday report.
okay, sounds good. So with that, do I have a motion to approve the consent items?
I move to approve tonight's consent in aggregate.
I have a second.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
I thought I wouldn't have a job to do.
It's a lot more challenging than you thought, huh?
Gotta be on your toes.
All right, moving to closing items for future meeting dates. Any questions on future meeting dates?
You are missing.
I am going to miss the one on February 10th. I thought I'd be able to attend remotely, but unfortunately, that's not possible.
Does that mean the clerk then
Yes, it does.
Look at that.
I get to sit there again.
I had originally planned to attend virtually the second January meeting,
Okay.
but I will actually be here. I'm not attending the conference I had originally planned to attend. So I just want to make you aware of that.
Okay,
And
Sounds good.
I have a conflict on the March 24th meeting. I'm actually out of town for work. And I thought I might be able to still do it virtually, but I'll have a meeting function.
okay. And everybody else good with things? Okay. So for announcement, reminders, requests, anything from folks? I have one. Nobody has anything. Okay. I'd like to propose a board governance retreat to discuss and update and have a conversation about the board governance manual. Ideally, these are open meetings, so I work with Dr. Cott to come up with the agenda for both the open portion of the meeting and the closed portion of the meeting. We're looking, and usually these are on a weekend. So the 3 dates that are being proposed is Saturday, January 25th. Is that Sunday? Yes, it is Sunday. Yes, it is Sunday. Sunday, January 25th, Saturday, January 31st, or Sunday, February 1. Any dates work particularly well for folks?
What time would it be?
It's completely open.
Oh.
We can decide as a group.
Typically kind of breakfast into lunch.
Yeah.
And departing post lunch.
Post
If
lunch.
we,
About 4 to 5 hours.
at this point, I can do any of those.
Should we pick the 25th?
Sorry, I can only do the February 1st.
Which is, okay.
This is what a social life is like.
No, it's because
Understandable.
the 25th, I come back from a bachelorette, the 31st is my dress fitting.
Very important.
So the February 1st.
I don't know about your
Okay.
priorities. February 1st works for me.
You're
as
thought
well.
about combining.
Does February 1 work for everybody?
Right now, yes, it does.
Okay, so we'll pencil down February 1.
I love that he's not spoken with his significant other at this point. So we're only gonna get a lukewarm commitment.
Like,
Do we have homework to do in advance?
Yes, I am requesting my fellow trustees to go through the board governance manual and come prepared, or at least send to me a list of your top 3 topics that you would like to discuss during that time. And I will consolidate and collate that and work with Dr. Cott to create the agenda for that. So if you could get back to me over the next by, let's say today is the 13th, so by the 20th, about a week from today. Does that work for everybody?
Got enough time? Yep.
Okay, so just send me your top three items and Dr. Cott, if you could send me the link to the board governance manual,
Yes,
just so that
we can
it
get
is the
that.
latest and we can all look at the same topic.
It's on the website, right? It's the same.
I will just make sure we get it resent out to you in various types of links, PDFs, all of that. So you have different versions that you can open up on your phone or a computer or, you know, all of that good stuff.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else on that? If not, we can adjourn the meeting for today.
Closed session.
Closed session.
Oh, yes, we are adjourning to 12:30.
Good job.
I did